ball. That should be automatic. Those guys should know that, and they should be willing to give up their bodies and get on the floor and get the loose balls and get the rebounds.
Third quarter of the story right now as Orlando turned the 5-point deficit into the 3-point lead. We're underway in the fourth quarter. Doc Rivers calling out to Mike Miller, singling him out. We need you here. So, in other words, don't want to hear about any ankle problems.
That's right.
Here comes Troy Hudson the other way. Great crossover. Oh, what a finish for Troy Hudson.
Talk about quickness. A little hesitation. Blew right by the defender and laid it in softly off the glass.
Covered some ground in a hurry. So, Orlando draws first blood in the fourth. McGlure comes for the screen.
Another hard screen by McGlure.
And then the battle with Don Reed for position. Reed. Baron Davis with McGrady trying to lock him up. Davis still pounding. 5 on the shot clock. Running hook. What was that?
Where did that come from?
I know where it went.
It went home where it was supposed to go. But that's a tough shot in a tough situation.
Just made that one up on the fly. 4-point lead. Garrity missed the 3. And it will stay with the Magic.
Now Garrity struggling. Obviously, those are shots that he loves to take. Watch this little jump hook by Baron Davis. Now, he is a good post-up player. And he did do a lot of posting up when he was at UCLA. So he must have that in his bag of tricks. I don't think he just made that thing up. Now, McGrady just made something up.
It looks like they're going to get the foul before, so no basket for McGrady. He said, come on, you got to count that.
This is the NBA continuation rules.
Augment the foul.
Let's take a look at this thing. McGrady into the paint, just throws it up at the last minute.
Working on Ogden. McGrady up and under, and a whistle as he hits the deck under the hoop. 2 free throws coming this time.
What a great move by McGrady. Split the defense, just slithered in through there. An opening that never existed. He found it and winds up at the foul line. 5 fouls on Stacey Augmon. That's big fact. Charlotte's gone to that pick and roll every time down the offensive end. They find P.J. Brown wide open this time for an uncontested jam.
10 points now for P.J. Brown, 6 rebounds as well. The Charlotte lead is 5.
And that's been their whole offense in the last couple of minutes, is every time down a pick and roll.
Hudson under pressure. Gives to Armstrong. Hudson in the corner with 6 on the shot clock. Pulling up. Would have been a long 2. Baron Davis having a good day on the boards. That's his 10th rebound. He's just 2 assists shy of a triple-double.
He's played an awful lot of minutes today. I think he had that one break towards the end of the first quarter, and he's been in there virtually ever since.
The lob inside McGlure.
What was that?
Lost his balance, and it goes the other way.
He gave Horace Grant an up fake, but he wound up faking himself out.
Yeah, I guess he did. Armstrong into the lane, sets up Grant. Nice fake. Touch pass, Garrity hits the 3. How about that from Darrell Armstrong?
Perfect touch pass to a wide open Garrity, and that's why Garrity is out on the floor, because he can make those shots.
He has Orlando back within 2 with 4:12 to play in the game. P.J. Brown trying to take advantage of Garrity at the other end, and does with the turnaround. Give P.J. a dozen.
He made that shot, but you don't really want to settle for a fadeaway turnaround taken by P.J. Brown, especially when Pat Garrity is covering him. You got to take the ball right to the basket.
McGrady, Baron Davis trying to keep him out. Tough turnaround for T-Mac, and he drains it 32.
McGrady gets that low on you and gets the ball, especially against Baron Davis, where he has about a 6-7 inch height advantage. There's nothing you can do about it. Just pray that the thing doesn't go home.
Here's McGlure working on Grant. Can't score in tight. Here come the Magic. The Energizer Bunny. Darrell Armstrong started that out. Armstrong open for 3. That one would have got this place rocking. Ogden quickly up to Wesley. Wesley on the drive, gets past Garrity.
Good, strong move by David Wesley. Under control, smart, passed up the three-point shot to take it all the way into the basket.
This has been far from David Wesley's best night, but right there, he delivered a key hoop for the Charlotte Hornets. It causes a timeout for the Magic in the fourth quarter, game 3.
ESPN
Magic with the basketball. Davis and McGrady have been the top scorers for their clubs, but Jamal Magloire may be the spark for the Hornets. Pull-up jumper for McGrady. He's got 34.
He worked for that shot and patiently waited for it to develop for him. Got a step inside the foul line. Easy jump shot.
Double team out there for Baron Davis, trying to dribble out of it. P.J. Brown down deep, stripped away, but it goes right into the hands of Augmon. He missed the layup. And wait, a foul. It's going to go against the Hornets and Jamal Magloire.
Deflection. Baron Davis finds P.J. Brown. There's a foul right there that goes uncalled. Stacey Augmon misses the layup, and Magloire and Grant just working hard going at the ball. They missed the obvious foul, Darrell Armstrong fouling P.J. Brown, and then they call that. You got to wonder, but it's not easy wearing a whistle out there on the floor in a playoff game, especially one where bodies are flying all over the place.
Certainly looked like that last one could have gone uncalled. Two guys battling, falling, tangled up. That kind of stuff happens every now and then in the playoffs. 2:12 to play in the game. McGrady out top. Augmon poked it away. Wesley comes up with it and a foul against McGrady.
Keep in mind,
Very likely we'll get that 6th before the next minute 40 go by. Augmon rising up. Oh, big shot for Stacey Augmon. He puts the Hornets back up by 3.
and that was a big shot, again, from a noted non-shooter, non-scorer, but yet he doesn't hesitate to take that big shot.
Oh, McGrady, tough pass. Hudson saved it.
Great save by Hudson, doing a tightrope on that sideline.
Inside, Grant couldn't catch it cleanly. McGrady for 3. Wow, did that one work out for the Magic? We are tied at 92.
Offense by accident. Doc Rivers knows it, but you know what? You take it wherever it is.
37 for Tracy McGrady. Davis gave up the dribble. Now it's Augmon. P.J. Brown against Don Reed. Under a minute. Tough fadeaway. And the rebound, Horace Grant.
Terrific block out that time by Horace Grant. Magloire really putting the pressure on the offensive glass.
Doc Rivers wants a timeout with 51.9 left. Tracy McGrady just tied it up with that 3 with P.J. Brown coming out to try and block it. 37 points for Tracy McGrady as the Orlando Magic is looking to take game 3 at home. Doc Rivers got to love it. When you got the best player on the floor, things can often work out in your fashion. Ball, we're tied at 92. Charlotte with 2 full timeouts and a 20. The Magic have just a 20-second timeout remaining.
But if the Magic play this right, they'll get 2 shot attempts as opposed to Charlotte's 1.
Tracy McGrady could not finish.
Now, there's plenty of time on the clock, so Orlando will get the shot back. We'll get the ball back.
And the Hornets get it up across half court and call a timeout with 27.5 seconds left. So now we go to the Western Conference. Game 3 from the first round matchup between the Lakers and the Blazers. It's been all Lakers. They took the first 2 games in L.A. Now the series shifts to Portland, where Rasheed Wallace and company, they have to have a response, or it'll be a Lakers sweep in the first round.
Yeah, the chess, as you alluded to, the chess match shifts over to Charlotte's side. Who do they go to for this last shot? How much time do they use up on the clock? Baron Davis has got to be in the thick of things, but you can't count on him taking the last shot. To tell you the truth, I really don't have a feeling or an inkling where they're going to go with this ball. except that you know that Baron Davis is going to have his hands on it. They don't really have great offensive players along with Baron Davis. David Wesley is the only other scoring threat.
Final 25 seconds. The Hornets
clear out for Baron Davis. 1-4 set. Let him go.
And he does go. Gets it to an open P.J. Brown, who misses the baseline jumper. 10 seconds left. Armstrong falls. Could have been a travel.
Should have been a travel. Should have been a travel.
And they get timeout Orlando.
20-second timeout.
Wow.
What a good break for the Magic.
Is that what you call it? A good break?
Yes, because they maintained possession. Even though they had an opportunity, a scoring opportunity, they maintained possession and they have a chance to set up the last shot. Here he just simply slips. Now that, he covered some ground there. That could have been a travel call, but he wisely calls a quick timeout, and the official is right on top of it and calls. He could have lost that ball very, very easily.
Normally going from a standing position with the ball to on the ground would be a travel. Does he do that?
Well, look at how much ground he slides to. And, you know, that in a normal situation is a travel.
One thing they point to sometimes is an advantage gained by how far he slides, and I suppose that's up for debate there.
He didn't gain an advantage.
Right.
All he did was maintain possession, which was the key right there, and he called a quick timeout. Orlando with plenty of time on the clock, 8.1 seconds is an eternity to get a shot off, and when you have an offensive player like Tracy McGrady, there's no need to go anyplace else.
No timeouts of any kind for the Magic. They must get it in here. And I guess if you're the Magic, you're 1-1 in a series that you don't have home court advantage in when it starts. You got one chance to get it to T-Mac to win the game. You got to like your chances.
Absolutely. Oh, they passed him up. He had a shot at the ball.
Miller with 5 on the clock. Leans. Cannot hit. Still a second left and a timeout. It goes down to .1, but I'm sure the officials will put some more back on the clock there.
There's absolutely more time. Mike Miller tried to be a hero.
They had a chance to get it to McGrady there, didn't they?
Yes, they did. And Mike Miller coming off cold off the bench. Yet, you know, Mike Miller comes into the game ice cold and tries to be the hero.
Here's a look at that last play.
See, he tries to take it in. Plenty of defensive intensity. He had to shoot it, but, you know, in that situation, you've got to get the ball to McGrady.
Maybe lucky he didn't pick up a charge there.
Well, he could have. He could have, because David Wesley had great position defensively. Charlotte does a nice job. Look at Wesley just stuck in there and took and held his ground. Once they couldn't get it to McGrady out of bounds, they forgot all about him.
They have put .7 seconds back up on the clock now, Rick, and of course that's enough time to get a catch and shot.
It is. It is. You don't have to have a catch and tip. You can catch and go up for a shot, but you better not waste a whole lot of time doing it.
And of course, Orlando will not have the luxury of being able to call a timeout after they see a offensive set here.
And also Charlotte on the road, so you don't have the benefit of a friendly timekeeper.
That's for sure. P.J. Brown is going to inbound it.
Well, it's 6'11". You know, he shouldn't have any trouble seeing, but they're not even defending the out of bounds.
Baron Davis with a look. Oh! Home! He banks it home! Oh, they're going to say it's too late. Baron Davis can't believe it.
And neither can Paul Silas. We're going to have to take another look at this one, and they're saying absolutely no basket.
It almost looked like he's saying you can't catch it and take a shot in that time, and that is incorrect.
You're exactly right. You can catch and shoot with that amount of time left.
It's not cut and dried. You got to let it play out. We'll have to see. Oh my, they're getting robbed here.
Yeah, well,
Bernie Fryer has arbitrarily said you can't do it regardless of what the clock said.
Look up there, look at the clock up above the basket. That shot is in the air when the 0-0 show. That shot is out of his hands in the air when the 0-0 show. That's a good basket.
The Hornets have just had Game 3 taken away from them.
Watch again. The shot is up. You can't see it at that angle.
And Bernie Fryer immediately, as soon as he caught it and she was already waving it off as if you can't do it.
Right. That's a mistake. We have not seen great calls in this game, and that one right there is a killer. That one right there is a killer.
Now there is a .3 rule.
Watch if we can see it above the basket, the shot clock. The shot is in the air when the 0-0 show.
Well, Bernie Fryer is going to have an awful lot of explaining to do. In our view, he is misapplying, or in fact mistakenly applying, a rule that doesn't exist. Because watch him down here. He immediately waves it off.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, where's he getting his information? What's he watching? Who's talking in his ear saying that the clock is out? He had that. I think you're right. He had that set in his mind before the play actually developed. Baron Davis just catches and shoots, and the 0-0s are up there, and the shot's in the air. Right
now, the Charlotte Hornets have been robbed of a playoff victory. We're going to overtime where they're going to have a chance to pull it out anyway. But here's the clock right up there, above the basket. It's in the air at .3, .2 even.
Exactly.
It really wasn't even close.
Exactly. Now the question is, you know, obviously the shot clock is not the official clock.
That's true.
But 0.7 seconds is 0.7 seconds.
He got that off in a hurry.
He sure did.
Paul Silas just cannot believe this. I mean, he even manages to smile somehow, but I don't know how you...
sarcastic smile right there.
Incredible. It'll be interesting to see what the league office has to say. You never hear criticism of the officials coming from the league office, but this is one that if Orlando wins this game, we've got to hear something.
I don't think you will. The league office always backs the officials and allows them to make the call that they think is right on the floor. And allows them to make in the tank emotionally to take this off in overtime.
How do they respond? You count in the locker rooms, the Hornets should be up 2-1. And it will be Hornet ball off the miss. Wesley off the inbound. Rebound, Augment.
Looks like that in play has taken starch out of Orlando rather than out of Charlotte. Charlotte seems pretty determined to win it outright in overtime.
Baron Davis had to be thinking, hey, I get that one off in time. That was a 3. It's a 4-point lead. Darrell Armstrong to Hudson. Hudson on the breakdown. Scoops it with the left. Rebound Davis. Wants to push it up. No numbers, gives to Wesley. Wesley not really feeling it today, so didn't force anything up, and they go to the post.
Measuring, plenty of time for this 3.
27 in the game for Baron Davis. P.J. Brown fouled as he went to the hole. He went sprawling over a fall in Darrell Armstrong. That they know that in the extra period, 1 of 2 on that trip for P.J. Brown, who has 13 in the game. It's a 5-point lead for the Hornets. Darrell Armstrong gets it to Grant. Davis the rebound. 13 boards for Baron Davis to go along with 27 points. He has 9 assists.
And out of the 50 minutes played, he's probably played maybe 48, 49 of them.
That 3 off the mark. Three and a half minutes to play in overtime. Minute and a half gone, and Orlando hasn't scored in the extra period.
Great job by Stacey Augment defensively.
Sets up Garrity. Wow, what great fake and footwork. He stayed beyond the arc. That's a 3.
But even better, the patience that he showed to up fake and allow the defender to clear past him and then to take the shot. You know, the tendency is, boom, give me the up fake. Okay, the guy's up in the air. Now let me rush the shot, get this sucker off. But that didn't happen with Garrity.
Great job by Pat Garrity. P.J. Brown on the baseline. Hits the jumper. P.J. Brown, as always, quietly piling up the numbers. 15 points for quarter at times, and Tracy McGrady, too. And then this happened. Baron Davis wins it with a 3 at the buzzer, but Bernie Fryer says, no, he didn't get off in time.
And take a look at the shot clock. When the ball is out of his hands, there are numbers still up on the shot clock. That ball was in the air when the 0-0 showed.
2:40 to play in overtime. McGrady and the Magic down by 4. Garrity tried the 3. Kept alive. Horace Grant kept it alive. Armstrong was fouled. It looked like taking a 3.
It sure did.
So now the Hornets with a chance to add to that lead. P.J. Brown out just almost to the three-point line.
But
what's he doing out there?
Another big-time shot by P.J. Brown.
17.
And those are not easy shots. You know, the 10 to 12-foot baseline jumper is a tough shot. And P.J. covering T-Mac.
Number 5 as he stays in.
Yeah, that is key then.
Hudson the drive. Wraparound dish stolen away by Wesley. Ahead of the pack. Lays it off for Augmon. He was fouled, though, by Pat Garrity, who had tracked him down.
Yeah, you know, again, David.
Oh, but now down by 8. Game 3. They go to McGrady. McGrady in trouble, has to kick it out. And now a foul out near midcourt.
Which way is the foul going?
Wesley.
Going to call it against Wesley?
They are, yes.
That's another questionable call right there. Wesley made the deflection, is going after the loose ball. Let's take a look at this. He makes the deflection. Okay, all right, I see it. Yep, it can very easily be on Wesley.
Good angle there.
Great angle by the camera crew, and you saw Wesley just sort of seal off Armstrong.
7 points. Coming up on a minute and a half left in the overtime. Trapping pressure. Almost yields a turnover. Augmon along the baseline.
Yeah, a good different look by Orlando in that trap.
Sports 5 assists. He's got 3 steals as well.
He's done a great job.
11 for 25 is McGrady. 13 of 16 from the free throw line. So he definitely, and he has missed his
the momentum, and you got everything going your way, and you allow them to get back in the game when the clock is not even running.
6-point game.
David Wesley almost wound up with an 8-second call in the backcourt.
Hudson up tight on Wesley. Only 8 seconds to get it across half court now. He does. Under 50 to play.
Now, Orlando doesn't look like they're going to commit a foul. McGrady's looking for instructions from the sideline. Straight up.
Baron Davis sizes up the 3. That should do it.
Put the wooden stake into the heart. Just drive it home.
Make sure of it. Didn't use the glass that time, but that 3 gives Davis and the Hornets a 9-point lead in overtime. The 14th
time, but yet, you know, nobody's complaining about Baron Davis shooting 58% from the line. Now,
10-point lead. And at this point, the Magic appear like they're going to let this one play out. As well they should.